Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Jansuo, coming at you. So I have 2 points to get down with. First, thank you guys for all the support. It means so much to me. Like, it's incredible how much you guys are actually watching my content and giving your feedback in the comments as well. So I highly appreciate that. Um, I do please ask to please subscribe too. The more subscribers, the more I get, I guess, my face out there, and it'll be a lot easier for my videos to be seen, and then it kind of just stacks and builds up like that. Second point, um yeah, so I wanted to try doing a live recording of a match. I feel like they're a lot better to depict like human interaction and the thought process of how like a normal game would go. um and it was a little bit last minute decision, but I did it like let's see, turn two. So beginning of my turn two, I started the recording. So it's not too bad actually. But yeah, so let's get into this. I'm playing against with my good buddy Eugene here. He really likes playing the Blue Croc leader, and I'm on Law. Obviously, Law is one of my favorite characters. So I play the deck, help me top two. But yeah, I'd say the game plan against going Croc with Law here is just poke, 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 and be aggressive. Here I get rid of the blocker to help with the aggro turn, so that I can help continue the pressure. I got some more units on the board, so I can do my shambles a lot sooner. Yeah, poking 5 here is pretty good. Most, or most if not all blue decks mostly have at least 12 2Ks, maybe more. So it feels really bad for them to guard for 2K. Just like a casual 5K swing, Here he bottom decks my Vista. Sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You always want to swing with your bodies first too. Here I'm just trying to find my law. So now I can do my shambles shenanigans, my SS. I like to call it. Yeah, throw down the Nami so I can have the extra Dawn for pressure here. And here I put another Bonnie down. It's not too bad to search for more blockers, especially if they're gonna start bottoming a lot of your stuff. So you want to keep up that tempo. I didn't see one, but I did find a restanding law. So here's what I do is I shambles, grab the Otama, bounce the Bonnie, put the Zoro down. I put the Dawn on my leader because if he does get a in this case it doesn't really matter because there was only one Dawn and most of their things are 2K anyway, but in the off chance that he did let me hit his life, then he'd be able to bottom deck it, and that would suck. So I want to go for my unit swings instead. Here he bounces the law back to my hand, and I didn't tell if this was like really too good of a play or not. Because I ended up drawing into another law, and I just start skyrocketing my tempo because I was like, well, here we go. So I start off with swinging 5K with Zoro here to just get that 5K poke. Swing him, see if he blocks. He takes it, no trigger, so that's good. So we're still in business. Swing 5K with my leader, see if he blocks it. If he wants to block it, he has to drop his blockers and use them as counters rather than blockers, so he can't recycle his events. Go for the law, do restand my Zoro. I have 3 Dawn left. Go 5K again. Why not? And I have an extra Dawn. He blocks that. I throw the Otama down. Shambles into another law, so that I can redo my do my Zoro attack. And then this time I put the extra Dawn onto Zoro using Nami's ability. So right here I have 2 laws, a Zoro, a blocker. I have like 6 cards in hand. Pretty scary for him. He throws down the Mihawk to bottom deck it. And he's kind of just like figuring out what he wants to do here. I think what he does here is he swings, he swings a Soka King at my Law first. I block it with a 2k. I already have 2 Otamas. You only really need 1. I block with that. So he swings 5k here. I block with my Law. He realizes that's a mistake, and you know, he went to play it back. I don't really mind. It's just a locals and not like a tournament locals, kind of friendlies. And obviously it's not that big of a deal to me. You want to make sure you want to do your most optimal play every time you're playing, so when it comes to the future instance, you know what to do rather than later or at the moment. So I let him take it back. It's whatever. He bounces that back, and then he swings again at my Zoro. I block with one of the restand laws. I already have 1 in my hand. I feel like that's enough. But just having it in general is really good. Also, you kind of want to swing, like, don't leave your laws standing. You want to swing at them because if they're gonna get bottomed or bounced anyway, you might as well, you know, like, swing at them. And here what I do is I start preparing my turn to where I make it to where, because I know that my stuff is probably going to get bottom decked and he's going to start building board over time, I want to mitigate his pressure that he has. So I play the Otama, I reduce the Soga King, I swing 6k at it. Okay, now all he has is Mihawk, and we're in the tempo's back in our favor. Swing 7 at him with my Zoro, use my Shambles ability to play Law to bounce it back to my hand, play it again, and then this time I use 4 Dawn and just swing 9. Because he's got 1 more life left. He's got like 4 cards in hand, and I was like, well, what is he gonna do? He has to drop 3 cards minimum if he wants to block this. And if he does, that's a ton of cards out of his hand, and that limits his options for the next turn. So now we're kind of just sitting pretty, all because, and I feel like this has happened because he bounced my Law blocker. I felt like if he didn't do that, then I might have not gotten such a huge tempo swing, having like the double Law on board. I mean, obviously he did bottom deck one and he bounced the other, but that was a lot of tempo loss that he had to do in order to get rid of it. I block with the Brook here because I want to make sure that I can have an easier time to Shambles next turn for my bigger play. And then we just block, we block the swing with Chopper. I was thinking, like, are you gonna bounce this to my hand, or, but yeah, and I think he does, right? Or is he? Oh no, he just leaves it there. If he bounced it, he would have been like super neg on Dawn, and he wouldn't be able to do anything to come back from the following turn. So here I just swing 9, knowing I can Shambles, and he needs an insane amount of cards to block from his hand. Knowing that, because I also have enough Dawn to do my Shambles turn. Here he just scoops it. He knows I got it. He would have needed like a crazy trigger to get, obviously. This matchup obviously it's heavily in Law's favor, but there are times where they do draw the nuts and they drop Sento on curve, being 3 Dawn, and then they just snowball by building a bunch of pacifistas on their board, and they start bottom decking everything, and it just becomes really hard to come back from. Obviously it's like, oh, it's Law, like, but still, like, there are times where you're not going to see your blocker Law, or you're not going to see your Luffy or anything, and you're kind of just like, well, I have to work with like non-searcher cards for like the majority of the game, and if you go too slow, you will get ran over. Croc is still a really strong deck. Obviously, I was fortunate enough to see most of my good cards for this matchup, but in the off chance that I didn't, then this matchup would have probably gone in a different like position or a different path. But yeah, that was the IRL game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, let me know if you guys like the style of doing like IRL fights, or if you want to see where I do the commentary, I give you my thoughts on how I play the game. I feel like it's especially important, especially for a deck such as Law. Law is a very difficult deck to pilot for a good amount of people, but I feel like given the right guidance and like the tips on what to do on certain matchups, it'll be a lot more easier for other people to get into the deck. The deck is insanely fun. It's really strong too. It has like maybe like a couple matchups where you actually need to like pay attention and make sure you're doing your stuff correctly. Like if you're going against Rebecca or Zoro, both those decks have like really high KO potential and like board clear. So those matches are more of a, I guess you could say, like, you not tame, but like you'd have to have a very disciplined way of playing into them rather than just like shitting out a board of 1 cost and 2 cost and then doing your shambles, because sometimes you just can't do that. But yeah, or maybe you guys just want to see gameplay of just like in the moment IRL fights. You can just hear both the players interacting and playing the game as like usual. That's cool too. But yeah, please let me know in the comments if that's what you want to see. Again, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. It's really motivating, and I'm happy to make more kind of this content for you guys. Again, please subscribe. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, the support has been amazing. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much.